The Dow Jones is somewhat stuck in limbo at the moment following the overall disappointment of September's Fed meeting, one that did, yes, see a second rate cut for the year, the second rate cut in a decade, but sort of gave the Dow Jones little guidance as to what the Federal Reserve will do next, given that the FOMC was somewhat split about the decision in the first place, with a few members wanting to hold off on rates, some wanting a deeper cut, obviously the majority voting for a cut, as it was given last Wednesday. It's still lurking between 27,000 and 27,250. I think it's waiting for a reason to rise or fall. Unless there's anything unforeseen crops up in the next couple of weeks, be it the fears of the global economy really take hold, especially with bad data coming out of the Eurozone at an alarming rate. The next major flashpoint for the index might not be until October, when the US-China trade war sort of returns to the forefront of investors' minds as both superpowers come back to the table and try for the upteenth time to hash out a deal. That things have sort of gone quiet on that front recently. You have had China announced a list of exempted US items for its next round of tariffs. You had the US delaying the start of its tariffs in October by 2 weeks to sort of allow time for the talks to not have this backdrop of tariffs, but the leverage of having upcoming tariffs, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see as we now creep towards that date in October, in mid-October, how much attention gets given over to the trade war once again, how many headlines we see coming out, how much we see the Dow Jones sort of gripped by concerns over whether or not this time will be the time, or whether once again the index will be disappointed on that front. Beyond that, on Thursday, things could be there could be a spanner thrown into the works by the final second quarter GDP reading. I think currently estimates sit at 2%, significantly lower than I think it was the 3.2% seen in the first quarter. And anything below that 2% reading on Thursday will be cause for alarm and could give the Dow Jones a bit of a headache, given that it is treading water at the moment and could pose a challenge to its current levels. Beyond that, I think the Dow Jones will be paying attention to the situation in the Eurozone. The manufacturing data out of Germany is very bad at the moment, and perhaps indicative of, wider weakening in the global economy, something that obviously the Dow Jones isn't going to be immune to. There's also the situation in China. Any data out of China, of course, is of great interest to the Dow Jones at the moment. It's just to keep tabs on how the Chinese economy is performing under the pressure of the repeated tit-for-tat tariff situation between the US and China. But as I said, the Dow Jones is in a sort of difficult place at the moment, just because it's gone past one major event in the Federal Reserve meeting and is sort of heading towards another major flashpoint in terms of the US-China trade talks in October.